I'm Dr. Lisa Robinson. I am a United Church of Christ ordained minister. I am married to a wonderful woman named Sherelle, and between the two of us, we have 3 wonderful children. And I'm here because I think it's very important to tell your story. And your life, where you've come from, where you're going, and how you're going to get there. I think it's absolutely important. I grew up in Mount Vernon, New York, in a Baptist church, singing on the choir, being a part of the junior usher board, teaching Sunday school. At the age of 17, I felt the call to preach, but God knew I was not ready to assume such a huge responsibility, so I continued doing what I love and what my passion was, and that was singing. And at the age of 21, I said, okay, I'm going to yield to this call to preach. And at the time, I left the Baptist church and I went to a Pentecostal church because I knew I would be able to exercise my call there. And even with the transition of churches, there was a silent inner struggle going on within me because I've always been attracted to women. And as a matter of fact, one of my biggest crushes I had growing up was on Chrissy. She played in the show Three's Company, and I thought she had the perfect everything. So that struggle was there. It wasn't until I began to search and seek God for myself, because I knew what I was feeling, the attraction to women. But I also knew what I was hearing from the pulpit, that I was going to hell for being gay. So I had to stop and really seek and search God for myself. And in my study, I found that God loved me just the way I am, and that God created all of me, and it was all good. And one scripture that sticks out for me is Psalms 139:13. It says, "For it was you who formed my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb." And that's something that I hold true to. And the other thing is, freedom is a huge thing for me. And as a matter of fact, I consider myself to be the face of freedom. Dr. James Combs writes in his book, Black Theology and Black Power, "Freedom is not a gift, but a responsibility, and thus must be taken against the will of those who hold us in bondage." And sometimes people try to hold you in bondage, to name you. They want to tell you who you are. They want to tell you who you should be. But freedom wipes all of that out. Freedom, when you stand in your truth, you are able to stand and say, no, I am who I am, whatever that may be. My mission, I believe, is to preach, teach, be, and live truth.